your girl went shopping, so we got to do a book haul. So for me and my husband's 6-year anniversary, he took me shopping at Barnes & Noble and basically said I had no budget and free reign to get whatever I want. I didn't go too crazy. I did kind of restrain myself a little bit. There were some other books that I wanted, but we're going to go through everything I got at Barnes & Noble, and then there was a couple other books that I still wanted, so we made another pit stop to Books A Million, and I picked up a couple books there. Alright, let's go through the 9 books that I got from Barnes & Noble first. So right on top we have Promise Me Not by Megan Brandy. I'm currently halfway through Say You Swear by her, and I'm literally obsessed with it, so I had to pick up the next one in the series. I'm so excited to read this. Then there's Unsteady and Unloved by Peyton Corinne. I've heard this compared to The Boys of Tommen, and if you know me, you know that Boys of Tommen is my Roman Empire. I'm literally obsessed with that series, so anything that gets put in the same category as that, I have to check it out, so we shall see. Then I have books 2 and books 3 of Zodiac Academy. These are their new release editions, and honestly I kind of like these a little bit more than the older editions, so I guess I'm going to start picking these up as they come out, but this is pretty high on my TBR to read this year. The Only One Left by Riley Sager. I've really only read Frida books, so I'm trying to expand my thriller author base, and I've heard nothing but good things about Riley Sager, so I'm super excited to read this. This had such high reviews, so I'm excited. First Time Caller by B.K. Borison. This one has been getting such rave reviews here on Book Talk that I figured while I was picking up a bunch of books, I had to snag this one and kind of see what all the hype is about, so I'm super excited to check this out. Then we have The Finish Line by Kate Stewart. I'm currently in the middle of the Ravenhood trilogy. I am on Exodus right now. I do own the first 2 books in the series, and I was just missing this one, so I had to get it to complete the trilogy. Then lastly from Barnes & Noble we have Watermoon, and I've actually been wanting this one for a while just because this book is literally one of the most beautiful books that I've ever seen, especially if you take off the dust jacket. Like, that is absolutely beautiful. I have no idea what this book is about, but just based on this alone, like, I'm already excited to read this, and if anything, it's going to be gorgeous to have on my bookshelf. Now let's go through the 4 books that I got at Books A Million. So starting out from Books A Million, I got One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I have not read anything by Taylor Jenkins Reid ever. This was in the bargain section for $6, so I've heard great things, so I figured I'd go ahead and grab this one. Then the whole reason I wanted to go to Books A Million after I went to Barnes & Noble was for the Mile High series by Liz Tom Ford. Unfortunately, they only had the first 3. They did not have Play Along, but these, I think, are the prettiest books I've ever seen in my life. Like, I think that these books have the most stunning artwork and covers, and this has also been on my TBR to read for a while. I'm so excited to finally check this series out. Alright, here is my entire book haul. I got 13 books in total, and surprisingly, none of these I have read before. None of these are trophies, so these are all new to me and going on my physical TBR. Let me know if you have read any of these and if any of them are your favorite, and maybe which ones I should prioritize reading this year.